Dive into the misty waters of Scottish folklore, where shadows weave into the currents and legends live beneath the surface. Here lurks the Kelpie, a shape-shifting water spirit known more for its sinister tricks than its equine charm. Often depicted as a majestic horse, the Kelpie lures the unwary to a watery demise with the promise of a gentle ride across the loch, a ride that, unfortunately, comes with very permanent seating. In today's exploration, we'll uncover the origins of this deceptive creature, its various depictions across centuries, and its lasting impact on both ancient and modern cultures. From eerie lochside encounters to its grandeur immortalized in stone and story, the Kelpie remains one of Scotland's most captivating and, frankly, soggiest legends. If you ever find yourself strolling by a Scottish loch and a friendly horse invites you for a ride, think twice, especially if it's unusually sleek and dark. This could be a Kelpie, Scotland's mythic water horse, known for its beguiling beauty and less than hospitable intentions. Kelpies are most commonly depicted as strong black horses with a shimmering wet coat that reflects their aquatic lifestyle. However, don't let their equine grace fool you. These creatures are as treacherous as they are majestic. Kelpies are not just any mythical horse. They come with a suite of supernatural abilities that make them formidable predators. Their primary power lies in their shape-shifting capability, which allows them to appear as harmless horses or even as humans to lure their victims. Once an unsuspecting soul climbs onto the Kelpie's back, they find themselves hopelessly stuck to its adhesive skin, often leading directly to their watery grave. The Kelpie's ability to meld into the rippling waters of the loch, becoming nearly invisible, adds another layer to their predatory skills. The Kelpie assumes various guises, each tailored to the local geography and community narratives. From the gentle, deceptive forms that roam the calm surfaces of Loch Ness to the more malevolent spirits of the stormy seas off the Hebrides, the Kelpie adapts its characteristics to suit its surroundings. While the traditional image of the Kelpie is that of the lone horse lurking by the water's edge, regional variations abound in the tales told across the highlands and islands. Some tales speak of Kelpies that wear bridles and harnesses, dripping with the cold waters of the river, each piece enchanted to bind and control any human that dares to touch. Others depict Kelpies with eyes that glow like the moon, or manes that drip with the waters of the loch they guard. Some tales speak of Kelpies with seaweed-draped manes, glowing like phosphorescence in dark waters, while others whisper of beasts whose eyes burn red in the twilight, each version specific to the lochs from which they emerge. The regional differences in Kelpie stories are not just variations in physical appearance, but also in behavior and intent. In some parts of Scotland, Kelpies are said to protect their respective bodies of water, serving as guardians that maintain ecological balance and warn humans away from peril. In contrast, other tales paint them as vindictive spirits seeking to pull the unwary into a watery grave, and even have the ability to summon floods, wreaking havoc on unsuspecting villages that lie in their path. The Kelpie's haunting presence in Scottish folklore stretches back to the earliest oral traditions, with written references appearing as Scotland's culture of storytelling grew rich and varied. These mythical creatures have been described in ancient carvings and illuminated texts, often depicted near water bodies, embodying the treacherous aspects of Scotland's rivers and lochs. One of the earliest literary references to a water horse, believed to be a Kelpie, surfaces in a 17th century manuscript, warning of the spirits that inhabit each stream and loch across the Highlands. Kelpies are woven deeply into the fabric of Scottish myths, often portrayed as cunning creatures that could transform into handsome men or beautiful horses, luring humans to their doom. These interactions are not just simple tales of predation. They carry warnings and moral lessons about the dangers lurking in the seemingly tranquil waters. Some legends recount Kelpies dragging their victims into the water's depths, while others tell of more benevolent Kelpies helping millers by keeping river waters at bay during floods. These stories highlight their dual nature, both protectors and destroyers, depending on their whims. The cultural significance of Kelpies extends beyond mere folklore. They serve as potent symbols of the respect and caution that the unpredictable Scottish waters demand. In a land where many communities were and still are shaped by the landscapes of lochs and rivers, Kelpies became embodiments of the water's capricious spirit. The belief in Kelpies underscored an essential survival lesson: the need to be wary of natural spaces that, while vital, could swiftly turn deadly. This respect for the natural world, tinged with a hint of fear, is a recurring theme in the tales of Kelpies, reflecting a broader reverence for nature's power within Scottish culture. While the Kelpie is distinctly Scottish, the essence of this water spirit has rippled across borders, influencing and intertwining with other cultures' folklore about malevolent and protective water creatures. Similar entities can be found in various mythologies, such as the Scandinavian Bakahastan or the Irish Ich Uiska, each embodying the perilous nature of their respective waters. These narratives, while unique in their details, share common themes of seduction and danger, illustrating a universal respect and caution for water's dual nature. We encounter a myriad of water spirits and creatures across global folklore, each with its own chilling allure and cultural significance. Among these, the Nukkalavi from Orkney folklore stands out, a terrifying horse-like demon with no skin, whose very breath could wilt crops and sicken livestock. Unlike the often solitary Kelpie, the Nukkalavi's malevolence impacts entire communities, emphasizing the destructive power of untamed nature. In Scandinavia, the Neck, known as Naken in Swedish, presents a softer but equally treacherous water spirit. Often depicted as a handsome man playing a violin, the Neck lures people with his music to drown in his waters. This contrasts with the more direct threat of the Kelpie, who physically lures victims to ride on its back. Both creatures, however, use seduction as a means of control, reflecting a common theme in water spirit lore: the deceptive beauty of nature that can lead to peril. These creatures, though varied in form and myth, share fundamental elements with the Kelpie, serving as cautionary tales that warn of the dangers lurking in and around water. Each spirit or creature teaches respect for the natural elements it embodies, often punishing those who fail to heed these lessons. Over the centuries, the depiction of Kelpies has evolved significantly, mirroring shifts in artistic styles and broader cultural attitudes towards supernatural elements. Initially feared and respected as ominous figures of rural folklore, Kelpies have gradually been romanticized and transformed in modern portrayals, often appearing as misunderstood or benevolent beings in contemporary literature and art. This transformation reflects a cultural shift from viewing nature as an adversarial force to a more nuanced understanding of its role in human life. In terms of cultural artifacts and architecture, Kelpies have been immortalized in numerous forms, most notably in modern sculptures and public artworks. A prime example is the monumental Kelpie sculptures at the Helix in Falkirk, Scotland, where two 30-meter-high horse heads rise majestically from the earth, symbolizing the transformational and enduring power of Scotland's waterways and the myths that sprung from them. These sculptures, along with various depictions in heraldic crests and architectural motifs, celebrate the Kelpie's deep-rooted significance in Scottish heritage and its continued relevance in public consciousness. In the realm of contemporary media, the Kelpie has galloped from myth into the spotlight of modern narratives. The Scorpio Races by Maggie Stiefvater is perhaps one of the most vivid literary adaptations, where these creatures are central to the plot. In this novel, Kelpies are the capricious and dangerous water horses that racers must capture and ride to compete in the deadly annual race that gives the book its name. As we conclude our journey through the mystical waters of the Kelpie legend, we've traversed from the misty lochs of Scotland to the pages of modern fantasy and the grand sculptures that tower over Falkirk. These shape-shifting creatures of the deep have captivated our imagination, serving as a bridge between the ancient world and contemporary interpretations that continue to enchant and educate. What fascinates you most about the Kelpie, and how do you see this mythical creature influencing our modern view of folklore and myth? Share your thoughts and any other legendary creatures you'd like us to explore. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more deep dives into mythology and its lasting impact on culture. Until our next mythical journey, keep pondering the mysteries lurking in the waters of our world's oldest stories.